How are you, friends? We have appeared again today at the True Shadow Hauntings channel with a bone-chilling new true horror incident. Imagine you found a wonderful old wooden box for only $50 in a dusty shop in New Orleans. Thinking you got a good thing for cheap? Wrong. There was no treasure inside that box. There was a dybbuk, an unsatisfied evil spirit which was waiting for years for someone to open its lid. Though it started with the smell of rotten sulfur and vague whispering in the hotel room, as soon as it reached the quiet house in New Jersey, it turned into a living hell. From eating raw meat in the dark kitchen at midnight to the movement of that 7-foot-tall pitch-black figure, it was not just any ordinary ghost story. It was a demonic possession. Today, I will tell you that bone-chilling true story where a simple hobby item was about to take lives.
I always felt a strange attraction towards old things. The city of New Orleans in America is famous for its voodoo culture and mysterious history. When I and my wife Clara were spending our vacation there, inside a narrow lane of the French Quarter, we found this small, dusty antique shop. The name of the shop was The Old Curiosity. The inside of the shop was completely different. There, starting from 18th century old furniture, all sorts of strange dolls and ancient mirrors were arranged. The owner of the shop was an elderly French gentleman whose eyes were unusually sharp. Looking at us, he smiled in such a way as if he knew we had come there looking for something. Kept in a corner of the shop, a small wooden box caught my eye. The box was made of dark mahogany wood, and some strange Latin signs were engraved on it. When I took the box in my hand, I felt a kind of electric shock or tingling sensation at my fingertips. The shopkeeper whispered, "This is a dybbuk box. Keep it very carefully." We know dybbuk box means a box used to imprison some unsatisfied soul. In the beginning, I dismissed these as mere stories. Clara also liked the craftsmanship of the box very much. We bought that box for only $50 and came back to the hotel. From that very night, strange incidents started happening with us. Our hotel room was quite royal, but from the moment the box was kept on the table, a rotten sulfur smell spread inside the room. I thought maybe some problem with the old pipeline. But in the middle of the night, my sleep broke at a peculiar sound. It felt like someone was scratching with sharp nails from inside that wooden box.
I turned on the light and saw the box is closed, just like before, but the temperature of the entire room has decreased in such a way as if someone has set the AC to -degrees. When I touched the box, I saw it has become unusually hot. Right then, the heavy curtains of the hotel balcony, without any wind, started flying. I tried to wake Clara up, but saw she's immersed in deep sleep and beads of sweat are gathering on her forehead. In her sleep, she's saying something unclearly in Latin, which she never knew. I felt someone from inside the box is staring at me fixedly, though I could not see him. This was just the beginning for what was going to happen in our lives after that night. We were not prepared at all. When we returned to our suburban house in New Jersey, we thought those experiences of New Orleans were perhaps just a mistake of our minds. But exactly 3 days after returning home, I realized what was inside that cursed box has come with us right into our drawing room. Usually made of wood, drywall and wood, so even a slight sound echoes many times. But what was happening in our house was not natural in any way. The most terrifying thing was the play of shadows. One evening, when I was making coffee in the kitchen, suddenly in the reflection of the living room window glass, I saw a black figure, almost 7 feet tall, a pitch black shadow. I thought someone might have entered the house. I immediately took my Glock and searched the whole house, but the doors and windows were all locked from inside. But when I am coming back, I saw that mahogany wood dibbook box of mine, which I had kept locked in the drawer. It is now kept on top of the coffee table, and the lid of the box is slightly ajar. Clara was slowly going into depression. All day long, she used to sit staring towards the darkness. One day at midnight, I woke up to a strange chop-chop sound. I see Clara is standing in the kitchen eating raw meat. Her eyes were turned upward. Only the white portion was visible. When I called her by name, she screamed in a supernatural voice, which was not Clara's voice at all. It felt as if some 100-year-old evil spirit was speaking from inside her. It said, "This vessel is ours now." From that night, the atmosphere of the house changed completely.
Our smart lighting systems went crazy. Red lights started blinking constantly. On the TV screen, suddenly, old-fashioned black and white still pictures started floating, where only heaps of dead human bodies could be seen. One afternoon, when our neighbor Mrs. Parker came to see us, as soon as she stepped at the house door, she stepped back in fear. She said, "A smell of something rotten is coming from your house. It feels like someone has died inside." Yet we had kept the house very clean. I noticed all the mirrors of the house are becoming misty. One day, while standing in front of the mirror washing my face, I saw my own reflection is not matching with me. While I am moving my hand, the eye inside the mirror is standing still and smiling demonically at me. Right then, a crack appeared in the mirror glass, and something like a black smoke rushed towards my neck. I felt some invisible hand is pressing my neck. I was not getting air. My lungs were bursting. The most fearful moment came when I went to the basement to check the fuse box. No light was burning there. Only the light of my phone's torch was the only resource. Suddenly, in that circle of light, I saw hundreds of black insects are coming out of that mahogany box and climbing up the wall. And that shadow, that 7-foot-tall figure, was standing in a corner of the basement. It has no face, only 2 glowing red dots burning like fire. I realized this entity is not just showing fear, it wants to take our lives. This was an ancient Dybbuk, or an evil ghost, which has expanded its empire in this house as soon as the box was opened. Every moment then was spent in terror. It felt as if the walls would swallow us. In front of my eyes, Clara was drying up day by day. The skin of her body had become pale, and she always used to mutter in some unknown language. The situation had gone so much out of control that one morning I saw on our bedroom wall with some sharp nails, it has been written in large letters in Latin, S-O-U-L-I-S, mine. In this region, for this kind of paranormal problem, we finally took refuge with a parapsychologist and an experienced father of the local church. When Father John stepped at the door of our house, he immediately held his cross tightly. He said, "There is something in this house which is very old and extremely violent. It is a Dybbuk, which breaks a human mentally and wants to occupy their body." That terrible night began. Father John and his assistant made us sit in the middle of the living room. That cursed mahogany box was kept in front of us. When the father started reading verses from the Bible, the air of the house as if froze into ice. Suddenly, all the windows of the house started shaking together with a huge sound, although there was no wind outside. From the kitchen cabinet, plates and glasses started flying on their own and began crashing onto the floor. The most terrifying scene was Clara's transformation. With the reading of the mantra, she started rolling on the floor and her bones started bending in such a way with a cracking sound which is impossible for a human. An inhuman scream came out of her mouth, hearing which it felt as if the screams of thousands of people have merged together. When Father John sprinkled holy water on the box, that 7-foot-tall black shadow came out from the wall and tried to pounce on us. A battlefield was then created in the whole house. The room was filled with smoke, and a kind of black liquid was rolling down from that Dybbuk box. The father screamed and said, "Call it by its name. Whenever it hears its name, it will become weak." Analyzing those Latin signs from the diary, the father screamed a name in a grave voice. As soon as the name was pronounced, the entire house shook like a massive earthquake. Clara suddenly became lifeless and fell on the floor, and that shadow, contracting like a flame of fire, while screaming, entered again inside that wooden box. The father quickly sealed the mouth of the box forever with a piece of glass and wax. Within a moment, that rotten sulfur smell disappeared, and the room was filled with a strange peace. The father gave us strict instructions that this box should never be opened again, and it should be buried in some lonely place. The next day at dawn, I and the father together buried that box by digging a few feet hole deep in a lonely forest far from the city. While returning, it felt someone is calling from the forest in a piteous voice, but I did not look back again. Today, 1 year has passed. Clara is now completely healthy. We have sold that house and have now started life anew in Texas.
So friends, how did you like this terrifying true story? Be sure to let us know by commenting. Your feedback helps us improve our future videos. That's all for today. See you again very soon with another new spine-chilling incident. If you are new to our channel, subscribe right now and stay with us by giving a like to the video, because every like and subscription of yours encourages us to find more terrifying true stories and bring them to you. And if you have any true story experiences, then definitely let us know. You can send us those stories via email or on our Facebook page. The links to our email and Facebook page are given in the video's description box. You can find us very easily there and share your experiences or incidents with us. The true stories sent by you will be published on our The True Shadow Hauntings channel. Your story could be the terrifying mystery of the next episode.